Hello. I'm Dave Williamson, and at Modern Meadow, we're developing new materials that affect the world we live in every day. And in fact, I think it was Madonna who said, we live in a material world. If you look at the things we touch, we sit in, we wear, our shoes that we wear, it's all about the materials that we use. And at Modern Meadow, we're developing technology platforms that affect the car seats that you sit in, the shoes that you wear, how your clothes are dyed. For example, the jackets that you wear, and of course, the handbag that you carried your laptop in today. And it's really an opportunity as a climate tech biofabrication to develop technologies that are readily drop-in. And that drop-in approach allows us to convert our materials using existing production processes, allows our partners in the brands to convert them using the same conversion processes they use today, in essence allowing us to transform every company into a biomanufacturer. We have a wide range of material technologies that we've developed across our platform. And just kind of working from left to right across the chart, Biotex is our more sustainable synthetic leather alternative that offers the opportunity to reduce overall emissions from a greenhouse gas perspective by 91% relative to traditional leather. Our BioTella technology allows us to take essentially any natural fiber technology and allow it to be dyed with the same vibrancy and color that you would attribute to silk or other synthetics. I'm going to skip BioBera for a second. Biotex Shield is a technology we've developed that allows your outerwear garments, your Patagonia jacket, for example, to be treated such that it eliminates the forever chemicals that plague our environment today, but still allow it to have the same performance and functionality that we demand in our outerwear. And then BioFreed is our award-winning technology that allows us to transform the textile dyeing process, eliminating water and energy by 60 or 90% or greater across the whole range of textiles that are out there, giving additional flexibility from a dyeing perspective, as well as reducing the overall production time for the converters themselves. The technology I'm going to spend on today is really BioVera. BioVera is a transformational technology we've developed that allows us to create something that behaves essentially just like a traditional animal hide, drops directly into the back end of a leather tanning process, allowing the tanning industry a more sustainable alternative material, but importantly providing the performance and functionality that's demanded out of the leather materials that we use today without bringing in the animal into the picture, with significant environmental footprint reductions. All of our technology platforms start by identifying attractive large market opportunities for a couple of reasons. One, it makes financial sense, but also it allows us to have the maximum impact on the environment as we roll these technologies out to the planet. We then develop renewable solutions where we choose the most sustainable materials, we think about the most sustainable production processes, and we then incorporate our technology together as we launch that approach. And imperatively, it allows us to deliver performance. One of the things we've learned over the past 10 years at Modern Meadow is that if you offer an alternative material to the market and it doesn't meet the existing performance requirements, you won't get any traction or take up by the industry. And at the end of the day, this is all about impact. It allows us to provide materials that have significant sustainable impact. Animal-free, renewable in terms of the starting materials, and then for every material platform, we do a comprehensive life cycle analysis, allowing us to understand the energy reductions, the greenhouse gas reductions, and the water reductions as well. And at the end of the day, the way we bring these out to the market through a scalable approach using existing production assets that are out there today, minimizes or eliminates the need for new capital assets, allowing it to rapidly scale and react to the market demand as it rises. BioVera is focusing predominantly on providing a new material for leather. The automotive industry alone consumes 100 million hides a year. From a total square footage perspective or an acreage perspective, it's equivalent to the area of Singapore on an annual of Singapore. And just in the interiors alone, the automotive industry spends $30 billion a year on leather. So it's a massive opportunity with significant sustainability options on the other side. And it's a trend that's moving. We just heard earlier about supply chain transparency. and understanding the sustainability of the materials, whether it's Mercedes-Benz, who's looking at going after 90% or greater renewable materials, to Kia, who's made a commitment to take leather out of all of their interiors, to Porsche, who's seeing an increasing uptake in animal-free interiors in their products. And of course, others on the slide here, and those not shown on the slide, have all made similar commitments. So it's a disruptive change that the automotive industry is looking for today. And as you know, we use our cars for 10 to 20 years. So the interiors of our cars are a very demanding application. We expect them to continue to perform year in and year out under different conditions and seasons, whether your seat is wet or not wet. And in fact, it's probably one of the most demanding applications that you can go after as a new material. BioVera meets every one of these applications. In all of the testing we've done with partners, it has met or exceeded all of the performance requirements for that demanding application. On the right-hand side of this, on the left-hand side of the chart, what you can see is the bold black bar. That's modern Meadow's BioVera technology. You can see bovine performance, and you can see some alternatives that are out there on the market today. And what you can see in every instance, in this data and in other data, BioVera meets or exceeds the performance of not only the standards, but also what's out there in the market. It also delivers compelling sustainability results. 100% animal-free and deforestation-free. It allows us to reduce the overall environmental footprint. It also solves the traceability issue that plagues the leather industry today. Knowing where the cow is raised, how that hide that came from that cow was produced and where it came from, and not full traceability from a supply chain just boggles the automotive industry today. And it's a real challenge. BioVera solves that problem with complete traceability, and it's circular by design. It also allows us to have this technology drop directly into the production processes, as I mentioned earlier, giving us the scalability. That also allows us to have positive techno-economics, and importantly, it gives us price parity with traditional leather today out of the gate. So there's a minimum risk in terms of adoption of the material from a performance or a price perspective. Mentioned earlier about the market disruptions that are underway and the ability to leverage existing infrastructure. So let's talk about supply chain transformation. BioVera, by the nature of its design and how it's produced, completely transforms the supply chain for the leather industry. We eliminate the entire front end of the supply chain, the growth of the animal, harvesting the hide, the time, cost, and energy associated with storing that hide cold so it doesn't rot as it's transported to the tannery. And then it eliminates the first step in the tannery itself, reducing overall production time. This allows them to reduce their working capital, giving them quicker production processes, as well as eliminating waste in the overall production process. A typical car seat, when a hide is transformed into a car seat, you typically see about 40% waste of that hide as it's converted. Modern Meadow solves that problem with much higher cutting efficiency ratios. It starts with a recycled nylon scaffold with a partnership that we have with BASF, where we can use post-consumer waste. That we then wrap that around in our bioalloy technology, providing all of the protein functionality that you would triply associate with leather. And then that roll, hide on a roll, then travels directly to the tanner where they can process it directly. So BioVera really provides the industry an alternative without compromise. It looks like leather, feels like leather, smells like leather, wears like leather, comes on a roll, highly efficient. It also is a great clean tech opportunity. If you look at the projections in terms of adoption of BioVera over the next 10 years, 4 years into the market adoption cycle, what you see is significant reductions in overall greenhouse gas emissions, significant reductions in water consumed, as well as the energy consumed. But let's put these numbers into context. Just by shifting over to BioVera versus using traditional animal leather, we eliminate, and from a greenhouse gas perspective, the equivalent of 75,000 homes on an annual basis. That's equivalent to the population of Basel. The overall water reduction is equivalent to a quarter of Switzerland's annual water consumption in terms of water, drinking water, use in industrial practices as well. And from an energy reduction, it's equivalent to the annual production of 284 windmills. So not only is BioVera a great solution for the automotive industry and for the tanning industry, it's a great solution for the planet. And in fact, if you look at all of Modern Meadow's biomaterial platforms and their adoption over the next 10 years, you can see a reduction of over 7.4 million tons of CO2, or equivalent to the annual production of 5 coal power plants. the annual water consumed by Paris per year, and half of the energy consumed by the city of Brussels per year as well. So modern Meadow's technology offers an opportunity to transform the supply chain, reduce emissions. It's also a great opportunity for the industries themselves. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out.